most important realizations out there. And you could say for life in general, certainly any situation, is simply knowing that there are options. There are always options. And that's in reference to that metaphorical edge or cliff that we all come up against every now and then. Right? In one capacity or another, we've all been there. We've had enough. We're mentally, physically exhausted. The deck seems to be stacked against us, and things feel hopeless. And the reason that this realization has been so valuable is because it's in these moments that the negative seems to want to overshadow the opportunity. It's all we see, right? When you've taken loss after loss after loss, your rough stretch, the brain tends not to paint pictures of rainbows or butterflies. It does the opposite. Creates a narrative of victimhood, tragedy, acceptance. It says that this is reality, this is forever. And that's why so many people let the past define who they are, right? Because when it's rained for 6 weeks, you begin to anticipate rain. But that's why this little rule is so crucial, right? It says, hey, listen, take a step back and remember that you were the one pulling the strings. Anytime things feel hopeless, it's because you are choosing not to look at what matters. You're seeing the bad stuff, the footsteps that brought you to your predicament. But they are not you, and they have very little to do with your ability to change. It will never be a false statement that the rest of your life starts now with the decisions you make from here on out. The trick is you have to see the ocean of opportunity and not that bucket of water that you tripped over. That will always be the temptation. And I can speak from experience. I've had projects fail. I've had investments fall apart, relationships come crashing down, all the above, just like every single person alive. But what makes or breaks us is the ability to recognize our emotional state, understand that we're being irrational. Our discomfort, panic, dreary outlook, all of that is self-induced, self-made. And we can decide to see the good. Your business idea was a disaster, fine. There are 2 things you can do. You can say to yourself that you suck and you can dwell on it, or you can think about the experience, the relationships you built, the lessons learned. Look, some people pay 6 figures to read about your experience in a textbook. You lived it. Maybe it didn't go exactly as planned, but you'll get to talk about that someday in an interview, right? After your next project, your next business blows up and changes the world. You can do anything, you can go anywhere, and I say that because just the thought is incredibly liberating. You're never stuck, and how amazing is that? Unless you hold out your hands and cuff yourself, limits do not exist. You have weaknesses, sure, fine, we all do, but the question is, what are your strengths? How can you better utilize what you have? The wealthy, the successful, the accomplished, the people you read about, they take the down times in stride. And I'm not saying smile and whistle while things fall apart around you. What I'm saying is anything that falls apart can be rebuilt, recreated. So don't forget that. Right? Stop limiting your perspective. A loss is a future gain. Ends are new beginnings. Being scared means you're trying something new. Being embarrassed means you're learning. Sure, on the surface, these things look bad, sometimes very bad, but in the long run, they make you who you are. I always say people don't run marathons because it feels good. When you dig down, there's something more there. They're doing it for another reason. In the bumps in the road, the pain now, it doesn't mean you struck out or lost. It's part of the process. It turns into a feeling so beautiful, so perfect, that you can't even really articulate it. When you feel bad about your situation, you are thinking about the mistakes of yesterday and not the opportunity of right now. You are thinking about what has and can go wrong and not what can go right. It doesn't matter how dire dire your situation, you can take something from it. So put that into practice. Next time you're feeling discouraged, and that time will come, ask yourself what you are really focusing on. Seriously. And I guarantee you it's not on how incredible your family is, how far you've come over the past 5 years, or how every single thing you need to make your dreams come true is available to you. No, you're probably thinking about the ridiculous, irrational nonsense that holds you back. Right? You will face obstacles in life and you will overcome them, but be the solution, not another obstacle in your own way. When you are against the wall or on the edge, think bigger. Remember that any situation can be undone. Any story can be rewritten. See the opportunity. Pull out your notebook and get to work on building the world as you want it to be, not as it is. The answers are all around you. Choose to see them. Some build, others tear down. Some take risks, others critique the risk takers. Some pursue the infinite, others settle for a life of limitation. Some make change, others complain that things are no longer the same. Some help people grow, others think that your loss is their gain. Some learn from misfortune, others become held down by it. Some turn fear into opportunity, others avoid the unknown. Some never stop learning, others think they have all the answers. Some do, others talk. Some give, others take. Some live, others wish. Some see an opportunity, others see an obligation. Some work toward the possibility of excellence, others run from the possibility of defeat. Some fall and get back up, others stay where they are so that they never have to worry about leaving their feet. Some embrace the elements, others take shelter. Some search, seek and discover, others wait to be told. Some perform, others watch. Some persist, others stop. Some make the most of every single day. And others watch those very same days go by. So which one are you? What will you create with the pieces presented to you? Not tomorrow or the next day, but right now and every second moving forward. Will you build or tear down, take the easy road or the road less traveled? When all is said and done and you've come to the end of your story, what will it say? Simple truth. Just because you don't see a solution doesn't mean one isn't sitting right next to you. See, we misinterpret life when the lights are off and the path is unclear. What do I mean by this? Well, Imagine being in a dark room, sitting by yourself in pitch black, having no idea what's around you. Every direction is uncertain. Certainly be a troubling feeling, fear-inducing. But what it doesn't mean is the content within the room is insufficient for what you need. It doesn't mean that you need to go somewhere else to find your answers or that you failed. It means that you simply have to turn on the light. What you need is right next to you, you just are not seeing it. And that is the point. We've all been in that metaphorical darkness. When we equate that with failure or loss, feeling like we're not quite enough. It's why we get discouraged. It's when we write narratives based on our supposed inadequacy. Oh, I'd be enough if only I had this one thing, if only the situation were slightly different. When the time is right, the weather's good, the door is open, then I'll be what I need to be, where I want to be. But in reality,